Okay, artist, you are going to need a few different supplies for this piece of artwork that we have not used yet. You are going to need some circle tracers. What I mean by that, you are going to need a few things that you can use to trace a circle. I have a bowl, I have a roll of tape, and I have just a plastic top that I pulled out of the recycle. You need a few different sizes. Doesn't matter exactly what size, but you are going to need a few different sizes to make your dot. Now, I'm going to use this big bowl, and that's going to be my dot. That's going to be my the first circle. You can use whatever you want to trace this. You can use a pencil. You can use a crayon. If you use a marker, please be careful, because if I use a marker on this, the marker is going to it's going to touch the bowl and it may ruin the bowl. So if you're using like a good dish, please be careful about what you use to trace the circle with. So I'm just going to use, for right now, since I am using a bowl that I don't want to mess up, I'm just going to use a pencil to trace it. There's my first circle. Then I want to have a few more circles. Now, this is up to you. You are making your own dot, so you do not have to copy mine. You can make yours a little different if you would like, but I am going to do mine this way. Let's see here. That's not a lot different. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to trace the outside of my tape. Make sure you hold down, hold whatever you're tracing down so that you can trace it so it doesn't move. And then, you know what? I'm just going to go right here. I'm going to trace the inside. Now, to make my dot, I'm going to show you a few new cool techniques that you may never have used before, especially if you've never used oil pastels. If you have used oil pastels, then you may have used them before. Now, I have this lovely new set of oil pastels. Oh, they're so pretty. But you know what? They're not open yet. So I'm going to have to get those opened up for us. Be careful when you're opening yours. If you're using scissors, you may want to get mom or dad to help you do that. Okay, so I have mine open now. The first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to pick some colors that I like. You can pick whatever you want, doesn't matter. I'm going to pick some colors and make some designs. Now, I'm not going to use this to color all the way in. In fact, I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to do some stripes first. I'm going to think about the lines we used last week on our project. I used straight lines. On the inside, actually I think I'm going to get yellow. I think I'm going to use a zigzag line on the inside. And then maybe, let's get a different color. I think I'm going to do a section that has dashed lines. And maybe I'll put some dashed lines over here too. You look at your artwork, decide how you want your dot. And I think what I'm going to do now, I'm going to take my black and I'm going to trace that circle. The circle that I traced with the pencil. I think that's what I'm going to do, because I want the circle to stand out. So I'm going to trace each of those. Okay, now I have my whole circle, my whole dot complete with my line patterns. I'm going to put my oil pastels away, and then I'm going to pull out my watercolors. Oh my goodness, look how beautiful those are. I've got my watercolor palette, I've got a cup of water, and I've got my brush. I'm going to wet my brush, and then I wipe on the side. I'm going to pick blue. Now, to activate the blue, you see how I'm getting a little bit of water on that blue and rubbing it. Now, you want to rub about, I usually try to count to 10. So I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and you're going to have a lot of paint. Now, the oil pastels create an oil resist. That means that the paint will not stick to the oil pastels. It's all going to show through. So when I start painting, that oil pastel, it just pops right through so that you can see it. Now I'm going to pick a different color. I'm going to get some more water on my brush. I'm going to come over here. I'm going to pick green. 1, 2, I'm counting to 10 in my head. Then I'm going to come right here and I'm going to start painting. And you see that oil pastel again pops right through. Now keep doing this. Fill your entire paper up like you want it. I'm just adding some colors that I like. You pick the colors you like. Maybe a little purple. Maybe I'll do the inside purple. Okay, look at my beautiful dot. I cannot wait to see your dot. You can create your dot the way I did, or if you haven't gotten oil pastels or paint yet, use your markers or use your crayons, but create your own dot. Hope you have a great week.